Let's get the facts straight.
On March 10, 2023, Mike, the blind veteran, received a call back from the director of the Bay County Vet Center, where he had been treated so inhumanely the previous week.
This call is now being recorded.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, my name is Tim Staebell. I'm the director of the Bay County Vet Center in Panama City, Florida. And, hi, I had received, I've been on vacation for the past couple of weeks, and I received a veteran call center form, and with your information to call you. And then upon my return, I realized that you had stopped in, and some things may not have transpired the way I guess that to your liking or whatever. And so what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to you to say I'm back. If you want to come in for services, I'm more than happy to accommodate you and to work with you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you're probably read in on the complaint, the issue with September Sims stealing my assistive technology, and then her calling the police and then having them trespass me. So, are you familiar with that? That was the situation Tuesday.
Well, I'm familiar with briefly. Like I said, I've been gone and just returning, so I'm sure I'll get a full briefing here directly.
Yeah.
But
I've been in contact with Tim Virgilio.
Sure. Okay. Our district guy. Yeah. Or one of them.
Yeah. So he said that they were looking into like my legal status with the property. But if you're telling me that I'm okay to come in to get services, then that's great. And I don't know if I'll make it today, but I can try to do it next week. Yeah,
certainly. Our official hours are 8 to 4:30, but we offer, non-traditional hours as well. Just let me know what works. And
Do I need a schedule? Because I was told by Aislynn that they can do walk-ins, but whatever we need to do, I know.
Oh, you can do a walk-in as well. That would be fine. I am here Monday through Fridays, so. Feel free to come on in. Again, my name is Tim as well, so it might be confusing, but it's all right. So,
yeah. Do you happen to know who your guys' Section 504 disability access coordinator is, or who takes those access requests?
I don't, but I'll find out for you. We don't have one here in house, but I'll reach out. Are you needing some reasonable accommodation or something different?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what Aislynn was she said she was going to call me back with that info, but she also said that the PSA or somebody at the front desk would be able to assist me with filling out the initial paperwork, because I'm blind, so I can't see to fill out the paperwork. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware of that. By all means, we can. Our process is fairly simple, I think. You fill out and she can help you with that. Fill out the initial form, and then, we just need a 214, and that's how we verify eligibility. And then it's just a regular process, of doing intake or whatever. But, no, I would say, I will reach out and try to figure out who that is. So by the time you come in, hopefully next week, I'll have an answer for you, and we can do whatever we need to do to get you what you need.
Is Miss Sims still working there at that location?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we need to definitely fix that. She does, in my opinion, she doesn't need to be working with any kind of interaction with veterans or the public. You don't treat veterans the way that she treated me. So that's not acceptable. And I know Tim Virgilio is looking into what they're going to do administratively, whether they're going to just counselor retrainer or fire, but I strongly recommend termination. Not only did she steal my prosthetic eyes, like my assistive device issued by the blind rehab, but she mocked me after doing so and was belittling me, and then conspired with the local police to trespass me from that location.
No, I'm truly sorry, if you had that kind of experience. Like I said, I'm not privy to a lot of things yet, but I will be here directly, I'm sure. just returning. But I did want to reach out. As far as I'm concerned, you're welcome here.
Mr. Tim Staebell was pleasant and personally invited Mike to come back. Hesitantly, Mike decided to give them a chance and returned on Tuesday, March 14th, only to find the door locked. Yes, there is a sign, but how is the blind man supposed to know it's there so that he can use his devices to read it? He didn't, but he did make some calls and knock on the window since he was invited out and told they would be open. About 6 minutes later, Mr. Staebell let Mike in the building.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Tim.
Hey. I was trying to knock on the window to get somebody's attention.
Sorry. Come on in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get up the door. Yeah. I'll be okay. Yeah, you bet. All right. Okay.
So what we got?
I'm assuming that you're the gentleman I talked to on the phone. Do you remember?
Friday.
Tim? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Is it Stovall? Strovel?
Staebell.
Staebell, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. What's that?
So were you having lunch break? Is that when the door was locked?
No, it's spring break and we're just really short-staffed. So
Okay.
when we're with clients and things, we don't just let folks walk in, through the door.
So nobody's like man in the front?
Right, because Carol's gone and
Okay.
a couple of counselors are gone as well. They all have kids. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, what we have is a brief form. It's called a VIF. It's a Veteran Information Form. We do this with every vet. So.
Tim helped Mike fill out the enrollment forms.
Okay, now I just got a series of questions that we do, again, with all veterans. It's what you call a Warwick or PTSD assessment, a risk assessment.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll
think
ask you some questions.
I think Aislynn told me about that. That's what I asked her questions about. Because she said you guys did that, and I asked if you had. Well, she said that I asked about the purpose for it, and she said it's a standard screening thing, and that you guys assist with veterans that are in crisis, and sometimes you help them get like immediate care or get admitted places, and that kind of was warning flags for me. I'm like, well, do you guys have VA police here? And if a veteran answers questions honestly, and it happens to measure up on your measurement, do you then hold them and get the VA police to like admit them, like take them straight to a crazy house?
No,
yeah,
not at all.
Right.
It's really because of the 22 a day.
Yeah.
If someone is in crisis, then we would like to engage them further.
Okay. That's what she told me. But then I came here, and then because she says no, we won't call the cops, and literally they called the cops within minutes of me being here and just asking for services. I'm like,
well,
yeah, so
no. The whole purpose for this is just to make sure that you stay above ground breathing.
Okay.
That's what it is. If you would want us to talk to anybody or even be able to look at your record to see what kind of recommendation they're putting in their notes, something like that, we'd have to have a signed release. So,
okay.
I mean, you can do that today if you want, or you can not. I'll leave it up to you.
Is September Sim still working here?
Yeah.
Then I won't sign it today.
Okay.
Yeah. If she's not working here, then I'll probably sign it.
All right. Okay.
The two discussed and identified what programs could assist Mike. Mike expressed particular interest in the guitar, painting, equine therapy, and golf.
Any other questions that you might have?
I think I asked you Friday, and then I asked Aislynn again on Tuesday about the Section 504 coordinator, and that my understanding, Section 504 is a section from the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, which is the predecessor to the ADA, right? And the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, specifically, the way it's worded applies to state entities and below. So the VA obviously is a federal entity. Yeah. The 1973, like its predecessor, applies to federal entities or anything receiving federal funding. But the U.S. DOJ, Attorney General's office, put out a memo, I forget, a couple years ago, saying, hey, to all federal agencies, we're treating the ADA as if it applies, because the ADA is more expansive. It gives more specifics. It helps people understand assistive technology, like it's changing and stuff like that. Regardless, you guys don't have quote-unquote ADA coordinators. You have Section 504 coordinators, and each facility is required to have a primary and a secondary, my understanding of the law. And I think I don't know if I sent you the email. I sent it to Virgilio. There's a handbook. I think it's 5975.6, I believe, is if you want to write it down. It's the VA handbook.
Say that again.
5975.6. I think. If you want to shoot me an email, you can. I can definitely make sure.
I did not receive that. Maybe Virgilio did. I can reach out to him as well.
Yeah, one of you definitely has it. So it's probably him then. But it's an actual handbook that the director of the VA put out January 2020. So that was the results of an internal audit that he ordered for VA wide to discover how compliant the VA is with disability access and providing access to employees and visitors and veterans. And then that handbook is the product of that. And so he said, hey, we're in gross noncompliance. We need to fix all these things. And they gave the VA until January 2021. So they gave themselves a year, which is funny because it's been on the books for like 50 years now, right? 1973 to 2023. But as far as I know, that hasn't been acted upon because what happened between 2020 and 2021, like the whole government shut stuff down and right. So I think a lot of facilities and a lot of staff either didn't get that handbook disseminated to them or they did, but it was in the midst of all kinds of other stuff coming down. And so it's kind of been just looked past. So I just want to make sure that I'm understanding. You're just asking if we have a coordinator? So I'm asking, but I'm also informing you as the director, like it's my understanding the federal law requires you guys have one, and not just like having it a name, not just some title, but actually having a person here that, they may have a full-time function as a counselor or as a front desk person or whatever, but they actually have some kind of training to facilitate disability access requests, right? And then as far as my understanding, there's a primary and a secondary that you're required. If you have 15 employees or more, that's required. So.
Well, I will follow up with Mr. Virgilio.
Yeah. And that just makes it easy for you. Like, as if somebody comes in with a request, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about that technology. That sounds interesting. We've got a person that does that, and then you can take the request yourself, or you say, I can get them, and you can talk to them directly. But that's how it's supposed to be handled, right? Not usually when I make a request, people, they're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. We can't help you. I'm like, okay, well, who's your disability coordinator? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, I understand that you may not know what I'm talking about, but a disability coordinator should know what I'm talking about. Can we talk to that person? But they don't even know that that's a thing, right? It's very common. And the director of the VA has even said, hey, this is a problem. So that's what that handbook says. But you can check it out and see what they had to say about it.
Tim said he would look into accommodations they can offer Mike to participate in their programs. He also said that he would assign Mike to a counselor named Brian, who would contact Mike next week.
And I guess Virgilio is heading up what you guys are doing administratively.
Truthfully, I was on leave for 2 weeks, and that's, he's taking it.
Okay.
He was involved and whatnot, and that's higher up. That's our leadership. So.
Okay. So you didn't get a call last Tuesday about it?
I didn't?
Yeah.
No, I was on leave.
West
All
side.
right, Mike, can I shake your hand then?
Yeah. Tim.
Thank you for your service.
All right, brother. I guess I'll wait for Brian to get back to me.
Yes, if you have any questions between now and then, just give me a call.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll figure out how to do some funky stuff for accommodations,
if we can make it work, I'm open to it. So.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. De Oppresso Liber.